4 dangerous vitamins you should never take, and 4 you should take daily if you are over 65. What if I told you that the vitamins you swallow every morning might be the very thing slowly killing you? According to JMA, seniors who take the wrong supplements have up to a 40% higher risk of early death. That's not clickbait. That's clinical data. One vitamin on this list has been linked to brain shrinkage. Another increases your risk of stroke, nerve damage, and heart failure, even when taken at normal doses, and you're likely taking it every single day. After 65, your liver slows down. Your kidneys can't flush excess like they used to. Your nerves are more fragile. Yet, these vitamins pile up, poison your cells, and mimic symptoms you chalk up to just getting old. But it's not age. It's avoidable. In this video, we'll expose the 4 vitamins you should never take after 65, and the 4 you must start daily. Stay tuned until the very end, because vitamin number 1 is linked to a 36% lower risk of death from all causes according to a major European study. Before we begin, tell me in the comments where you're watching us from. But first, we need to talk about the bad ones.
Starting with a vitamin that might sound harmless, but for older adults, it can quietly trigger serious damage over time. Number 4. Vitamin A in retinol form. Vitamin A sounds like one of the good guys. After all, it supports your vision, your immune system, and even your skin.
But the truth is, for people over 65, especially those taking multivitamins or liver-based supplements, too much vitamin A, specifically in the form of retinol, can quietly build up in your body and lead to toxic overload. Here's what most people don't realize. Vitamin A is fat-soluble. That means your body stores it in your liver and fatty tissues instead of flushing it out like water-soluble vitamins. And as you age, your liver slows down. Your fat stores change. The vitamin A you take today doesn't just disappear. It accumulates. Over time, that buildup becomes toxic, and the symptoms are subtle: dry skin, dizziness, blurred vision, and joint pain. You may think it's just aging, but it could be chronic vitamin toxicity, especially if you're taking more than 2,000 to 3,000 micrograms per day from supplements. It gets worse. A 2022 review from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that excess vitamin A intake in older adults was associated with a 25% increased risk of atrial fibrillation, an irregular heart rhythm that increases stroke risk dramatically after age 65. If you're over 65 and still taking a supplement that contains retinol or retinol palmitate, it's time to reconsider. Your body needs vitamin A, yes, but not in this form. You'll get plenty of it from foods like sweet potatoes, carrots, spinach, and eggs, where it's present as beta-carotene, a safer form your body can regulate. Unlike retinol, your body only converts beta-carotene to vitamin A when it needs it. So, the risk of overdose is virtually zero, and if your multivitamin still includes retinol, check the label. Anything over 700 micrograms per day for women or 900 for men can be dangerous, especially long-term. The safest move: ditch the synthetic version entirely and stick with natural sources from real food. That's your first warning. Get ready for vitamin number 3, which is even more dangerous and often recommended to seniors without proper testing. Number 3, iron as a supplement. Iron is essential, but for seniors, iron supplements can become a slow, silent threat. If you're over 65 and still taking iron just in case, this could be doing far more harm than good. Most people think of iron as a fatigue fighter. Doctors prescribe it for anemia. It's often added to senior multivitamins marketed to help with tiredness or brittle nails. But here's the truth most people don't hear. After 65, your body stops losing iron the way it used to. And that iron doesn't vanish, it builds up. Unlike water-soluble nutrients, iron is stored mostly in your liver, heart, and pancreas. Over time, too much iron causes oxidative stress. That's when unstable molecules start damaging cells, inflaming tissue, and aging your organs from the inside out. It also increases the formation of something called lipid peroxides, damaging compounds linked to Alzheimer's, cancer, and heart disease. The problem is very few seniors actually need iron supplementation. Men stop losing iron after puberty. Women stop after menopause. Unless you have a diagnosed iron deficiency, or you've lost blood due to surgery, ulcers, or chronic disease, you're probably getting more than enough from your diet. Meats, beans, leafy greens, and even fortified cereals supply iron naturally. When you add a supplement on top of that, you tip the balance and trigger long-term harm. The symptoms of iron overload are easy to miss: joint pain, fatigue, memory problems, or heart palpitations. It's often misdiagnosed as normal aging. But behind the scenes, that excess iron is doing damage to the brain, liver, and heart. And unlike low iron, which your doctor can easily fix, high iron takes time to correct, and the damage may already be done. If you're taking a multivitamin with iron, stop and check with your doctor. Ask for a serum ferritin test and transferrin saturation. These will tell you if your iron stores are high, and if they are, you may need to reduce red meat intake and stop all iron supplementation immediately. A better move? Choose multivitamins labeled iron-free, especially for seniors. Iron might be helpful when you're young, but at 65 and beyond, it's like pouring fuel on a fire your organs are too weak to put out. Ready for vitamin number 2? This one is even more common. Often taken daily by well-meaning seniors, and it may be slowly draining your bones and muscles without you noticing. Number 2, calcium. As a standalone supplement, calcium has been a household name for decades. It's in every senior bone health ad, every doctor's office pamphlet, and nearly every multivitamin labeled for strong bones. But here's what most people over 65 don't know. Calcium supplements, especially when taken alone, can actually increase the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and dangerous artery calcification. That's not a scare tactic. It's science. Calcium is essential, yes, but where it ends up in your body matters more than how much you take. When you're young, your bones act like a sponge. They absorb calcium quickly with help from hormones and growth factors. But after 65, especially in postmenopausal women and aging men, the system slows down. Bones stop absorbing efficiently. And the excess calcium, it doesn't just disappear. It goes where it doesn't belong, into your soft tissues, your joints, and most dangerously, your arteries. Most seniors aren't told this. They take calcium thinking it's bone insurance, but their body can't direct it properly without help. Instead of strengthening bones, it hardens arteries. Instead of protecting you from fractures, it raises your stroke risk. Even worse, calcium supplements can trigger digestive issues, bloating, constipation, and reduced absorption of other key minerals like zinc and iron. And if you're taking acid blockers for reflux, which many seniors do, your stomach won't absorb calcium properly anyway. So, you're left with poor digestion, no benefit to your bones, and more strain on your heart. So, what's the better approach? Get calcium through food. Leafy greens, sardines with bones, yogurt, almonds, and chia seeds all offer calcium in a safer, more bioavailable form. Your body absorbs and uses food-based calcium more efficiently without the risks of oversupplementation. And if you need more, make sure it's combined with vitamin D3 and vitamin K2, which help direct calcium into bones and away from arteries. If your multivitamin still includes 500 to 1,000 mg of calcium, and you're already eating a calcium-rich diet, it's time to rethink your strategy. Your bones need more than calcium. They need balance, movement, and proper guidance. And your heart needs you to keep calcium where it belongs, not where it harms. Up next is vitamin number 1, the most dangerous one of all for seniors. It's commonly recommended, often self-prescribed, and strongly linked to memory decline, muscle loss, and even death when taken without testing. Number 1. Vitamin B6 in high doses. This one surprises most people. Vitamin B6 is often seen as harmless, something you take for energy, nerve support, or to reduce brain fog. It's in dozens of multivitamins. Doctors recommend it. But after 65, high doses of vitamin B6 can quietly wreck your nervous system, shrink your muscle strength, and leave you with symptoms that look like aging but are actually toxicity. Here's what most people miss. Vitamin B6 is water-soluble, so it seems safe, right? Your body should flush the excess, but B6 is different from other water-soluble vitamins. When taken in large amounts, especially from supplements, it builds up in nerve tissue. And once it does, it becomes neurotoxic. That means it starts damaging your sensory nerves, leading to tingling, numbness, burning feet, balance problems, and even muscle weakness. Many seniors with these symptoms get misdiagnosed with diabetic, neuropathy, or old age when the real culprit is high-dose B6. The official upper limit for vitamin B6 is 100 mg per day, but research shows that even 50 mg daily over time can trigger toxicity in older adults. And many energy boosters, brain pills, and nerve support formulas contain 100 to 250% of the daily limit in one serving. Stack those on top of your multivitamin and fortified foods, and you're easily pushing toxic levels without knowing it. Once nerve damage begins, recovery is slow. Seniors are especially vulnerable because of slower metabolism, reduced liver clearance, and pre-existing conditions like diabetes or thyroid imbalance that already put pressure on the nervous system. So, what's safe? You still need vitamin B6, but only in moderation. The daily recommended amount is 1.5 mg for women and 1.7 mg for men. You'll get plenty of that from foods like chickpeas, tuna, turkey, bananas, and fortified cereals. Unless you've been diagnosed with a clinical B6 deficiency confirmed by blood work, you do not need to supplement this vitamin in high doses. If your multivitamin or nerve formula contains more than 5 to 10 mg of B6 per serving, it's time to make a change. Switch to a senior-specific formula or consult a doctor to get your levels tested. When it comes to B6, more is not better. After 65, more might mean permanent nerve damage. That wraps up the 4 dangerous vitamins seniors should never take without medical guidance. Now, let's move to the 4 most essential vitamins you should take daily after 65, ranked from least to most critical. Number 4. Magnesium. In absorbable form, magnesium is one of the most overlooked nutrients in aging, and one of the most important. By the time you're over 65, your body's magnesium stores have likely dropped significantly. That's because as you age, your absorption declines, your kidneys waste more, and many common medications like diuretics, acid blockers, and blood pressure pills strip magnesium out of your system even faster. The result? Fatigue, muscle cramps, poor sleep, anxiety, irregular heartbeat, and even insulin resistance. These symptoms creep in so slowly, they often get mistaken for aging. But when magnesium is restored, seniors often report improved sleep, better balance, fewer cramps, and even sharper thinking. Magnesium plays a critical role in over 300 enzyme systems in the body. It regulates blood pressure, supports nerve and muscle function, and helps stabilize blood sugar. It also keeps your heart rhythm steady and your brain firing properly. In fact, magnesium deficiency has been directly linked to an increased risk of dementia, atrial fibrillation, and even type 2 diabetes. But not all magnesium supplements work. Many common ones like magnesium oxide are poorly absorbed and often cause digestive issues. The best options for seniors are more bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate, magnesium citrate, or magnesium malate. These are gentler on the stomach and better absorbed by aging guts. The ideal dose for seniors is around 250 to 400 milliliters per day, depending on your diet and current health status. You can also boost magnesium through foods like leafy greens, avocados, pumpkin seeds, almonds, and black beans. But because soil depletion has lowered magnesium content in food, supplementation is often necessary, especially if you're on multiple medications. Up next, vitamin number 3, which powers over 1,000 cellular functions, supports your immune system, and could lower your risk of cancer and respiratory infections dramatically after age 65. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 3. Vitamin D3. Vitamin D3 isn't just for bones. It's one of the most vital hormones in your entire body. Yes, technically it's a hormone, and after 65, your ability to produce it naturally drops by more than half. That's because your skin no longer converts sunlight into vitamin D efficiently. And if you're indoors more often, wearing sunscreen, or living in northern latitudes, your blood levels can plummet without you realizing it. The consequences are serious. Low vitamin D3 has been linked to fatigue, bone thinning, muscle weakness, poor immunity, and higher risk of infection. But what's even more alarming is the connection to chronic disease. In a major 2020 review published in the British Medical Journal, seniors with vitamin D deficiency had a 50% higher risk of respiratory infections and a 30% higher risk of dying from all causes. That includes heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers. Vitamin D3 plays a direct role in how your immune system detects and fights threats. It activates immune cells, reduces chronic inflammation, and improves your body's ability to repair damaged tissue. That's why people with higher D3 levels not only get sick less often, they also recover faster. And in the brain, D3 supports memory, cognitive function, and mood stability. Low levels have been strongly associated with depression and increased risk of dementia in older adults. But here's the problem. Most seniors are deficient, and most multivitamins don't include enough to fix it. The recommended dose from food and sunlight is 600 to 800 international units per day, but studies show that most older adults need 1,000 to 2,000 international units daily just to maintain healthy blood levels. If your D3 levels are already low, and many are, especially in winter, you may need even more under a doctor's guidance. The best form to take is cholecalciferol, or D3, not D2. It's better absorbed, more bioactive, and closer to what your body produces naturally from sunlight. You can take it in liquid, soft gel, or capsule form, and it's best absorbed with food, especially meals that contain fat. Up next is vitamin number 2, a deeply underrated nutrient that powers your red blood cells, nerves, and brain. And yet many seniors are quietly deficient, leading to weakness, memory problems, and even misdiagnosed dementia. Number 2. Vitamin B12. If you're over 65, there's a very real chance you're already low in vitamin B12 and don't know it. The symptoms are subtle at first: tiredness, poor memory, tingling in your hands or feet, but over time, B12 deficiency can become serious. It mimics dementia, it weakens your legs, it affects your balance, and it often gets missed until irreversible damage has already set in. Vitamin B12 is essential for nerve health, red blood cell formation, and brain function. But as we age, our stomach loses the ability to absorb it from food. That's because older adults produce less stomach acid, which is required to separate B12 from the protein in meat, eggs, or dairy. Add in common medications like antacids or metformin, and the problem gets worse. The result? You can be eating all the right foods and still slowly slipping into deficiency. This isn't just about memory either. B12 deficiency can also cause weakness in the legs, unsteady walking, and falls. That's because your peripheral nerves start misfiring. Many seniors think it's arthritis or just getting older, but the truth may be something far simpler and reversible. So how do you fix it? First, stop relying on food alone. Once you're over 60, food-based B12 is poorly absorbed unless your stomach acid is strong. The better option is supplemental B12 in the form of methylcobalamin or cyanocobalamin. These bypass the stomach and are absorbed directly through your mouth or gut lining. The ideal dose for seniors is between 500 micrograms and 1,000 micrograms per day, though some people need more based on lab results. B12 is water-soluble, so your body flushes out the excess. You can take it as a tablet, a sublingual lozenge under the tongue, or a once-weekly injection if you're severely deficient. If you're over 65 and haven't had your B12 checked recently, ask your doctor for a test. It could be the single most important number in your blood work, because if your B12 is low, Everything else in your body has to work harder. And if it's fixed, your brain, muscles, and nerves can function like you're 10 years younger. Coming up, next is vitamin number 1, the single most important vitamin for adults over 65. It protects your heart, brain, bones, and immune system. In one major European study, it was linked to a 36% lower risk of death from all causes. Number 1, omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA. This isn't your typical vitamin, but for people over 65, omega-3 fatty acids, especially EPA and DHA, are as vital as any nutrient on this list. These essential fats have been studied more than nearly any supplement in existence, and the results are hard to ignore. Omega-3s protect your brain, your heart, your joints, and even your lifespan. Let's start with the science. A massive 2021 study from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed more than 42,000 adults over the age of 60. Those with the highest omega-3 blood levels had a 36% lower risk of death from all causes. That's right. Omega-3s weren't just linked to heart health. They were linked to staying alive longer. Another study in circulation showed that omega-3 supplementation reduced the risk of fatal heart attacks in seniors by over 45%. These numbers are not small, and the impact on quality of life may be even bigger. Your body needs EPA and DHA to build brain tissue, reduce inflammation, keep blood vessels flexible, and regulate rhythm in the heart. Without enough omega-3s, older adults are more likely to experience memory loss, arrhythmias, joint pain, and accelerated aging in every organ system. Yet, here's the shocking part. Over 68% of Americans over 60 are deficient in omega-3s simply because they don't eat enough fatty fish or supplement properly. The best source is cold water fish, like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. But to get the amount your aging body truly needs, food usually isn't enough. That's where high-quality fish oil supplements come in. Look for one that provides at least 1,000 mg of combined EPA and DHA per day. If you have heart issues or chronic inflammation, you may need 2,000 mg or more. Under your doctor's guidance, choose a formula that's tested for purity, free of heavy metals, and preferably in triglyceride form for better absorption. Take it with a meal to reduce the chance of any fishy aftertaste. And if you're vegan or allergic to fish, there are excellent plant-based omega-3 supplements that provide DHA directly. Omega-3s aren't just about preventing heart attacks or strokes. They help you think clearer, move easier, sleep deeper, and age better. They literally form the structure of your brain and help your cells talk to each other. And when you're over 65, that's not a luxury, it's a necessity. For seniors looking to stay sharp, steady, and strong well into their 70s and beyond, omega-3s are the closest thing we have to a nutritional insurance policy. They don't just help you live longer, they help you stay you longer. You've just seen the truth about vitamins after 65. Some can help you live longer, think clearer, and stay strong. But others could be slowly draining your strength, fogging your brain, and putting your heart at risk. Even when the label says for seniors, it's not about taking more. It's about taking smarter. You need the right nutrients in the right form at the right dose for your age, your body, and your future. That means cutting the toxic extras and finally giving your cells the support they need to keep you alive, mobile, and sharp. So, what's in your medicine cabinet right now? Comment below and tell us which vitamin shocked you the most. Tap the like button if this opened your eyes and hit subscribe. We break down the science that keeps you living stronger, longer. If you have any questions or want to share your own experiences, feel free to leave a comment below. Thanks for watching.